The medieval fortress Fetislam, Republic of Serbia, is situated on the banks of the Danube River, at the entrance to the town of Kladovo, on the left side of the highway leading to the Serbian capital Belgrade, 9 kilometers downstream from the Serbian-Romanian hydropower plant Iron Gate 1. As a trans-European corridor, the Danube River is a major 2,850-meter-long inland waterway running through the territory of 10 countries, members of the EU. These are common resource-sharing and interconnected countries. The Danube region is a heterogeneous area in terms of economy, environmental protection, culture and history. In a special way, the Danube talks about the old times and people that left indelible marks on its banks. The indelible impressions are readable on surrounding steeps, cliffs and rapids, to the gigantic work of human hands as Trajan's bridge and hydropower plant, so-called Iron Gate. A very favorable geographic position on the banks of the European most important river, on the Danube way from its source to its outlet into the Black Sea, has been always crucial to this area. Since ancient times, it has been one of the key military, strategic, commercial and economic transport and cultural centers of the Danube region. The fortress was built by Gazi Bali Bey, one of the commanders in the army of Mehmed II the Conqueror. In the Ottoman Empire, it was the base for further conquest and for controlling the river traffic on the Danube. On April 26, 1867, the Sultan Abdelaziz issued a firman and handed over the keys of the fortress Fetislam to the Prince Mihailo Obrenović and the Serbian army. Fetislam in Turkish means victory of Islam, Fehtul Islam, or keepers of the faith. It consists of two fortification parts, big and small fortress. The small fortress was built in 1524. The big fortress was annexed to the small one in the time of Austro-Turkish War 1770 to 1739. The large fortress, a bastion, consists of 14 meters high ramparts of jagged peaks with 6 polygonal tower bastions. The small fortress, so-called castle, occupies the highest part of the terrain and makes a part of the large fortress. Its ramparts are connected by 4 meters high circular towers and triangle or rectangular reinforced bastions, which are symmetrically installed in the outer parts of the walls. The inside of its walls give record of certain buildings which were used for military purpose only. Today, Fetislam is a monument of exceptional importance, but neglected and abandoned. The space inside the fortress is mostly used for sports activities because there are sports fields. Occasionally, it is used for some other events, too. Local and international regatas use its pier. Being in a very poor condition, the underground tunnels and the small fort buildings are now locked and inaccessible to visitors. The paths along the ramparts are overgrown and lapsed and as such represent a threat to the movement of guided tourist groups. During the 80s of the 20th century, when the Serbian-Romanian hydropower plant Iron Gate 2 was constructed, water levels in the Danube increased and endangered the fortress Fetislam. In that time, the last protection and regulation of the fortress were done. Recently, the project Integrated Development of Tourism in Kladovo Municipality and Požežana Municipality, which was approved through the IPA European Union Programme Transboundary Cooperation between Serbia and Romania, has been successfully implemented. Through the project, the feasibility study and preparation of design documentation for revitalization and reconstruction of the fort of Fetislam were done. 12 projects regarding conservation, restoration and reconstruction of the entire fortress, which occupies an area of 16 hectares, were developed. Meanwhile, the urban project of the fortress Fetislam was developed and funded by the municipality of Kladovo itself. The estimated value of mentioned 12 projects is about 8 million euros. The project's activities could be carried out independently of each other. Implementation of these projects would create conditions the fortress Fetislam to be presented in the right light and to be attractive to visitors. But the municipality of Kladovo is not able to fund the mentioned projects. It is a cultural monument under the protection of the Republic of Serbia. The general interest is to fortress Fetislam to be presented as one of the most important fortresses constructed in times of Ottoman rule, when the history linked two nations, leaving trace which conservation and sustainable use require international cooperation. We take this opportunity to encourage you to look at your options to help the municipality of Kladovo to implement the projects of reconstruction of the fortress Fetislam. We are confident that we will develop a cooperation for this important work.